I'm Lens McCracken, photo snoop. I cover the crime beat armed only with my camera and my smarts. Some say it's all camera and no smarts. To them I say, you got it, baby. So come on in and sit down, kid. I'm just looking at my latest batch of photo clues and I need your help figuring them out. Once we have the clues, watch in amazement as I use my unusual gift for deductive reasoning to solve the crime. It was a hot and sultry day. The Hawaiian luau party went wrong. In fact, it was a disaster. And that's why I call this case the case of the Hawaiian luau party disaster. Check out these photo clues and see what you get. Holy moly, I zoomed in way too close here. I'm all ears if you've got any ideas. How about even a kernel of an idea? This one really squashes me. Figuring this one out isn't as easy as catching flies, I tell you. You think you might know? Ouch, that's a prickly one. Although I can almost taste it, it's a sweet and juicy clue, all right. Take your time, dollface, and study them all carefully. Okay, I'm not giving up until I get all of these. All right, let's try my darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So, here's the first close-up. Did you figure it out? It's a corn on the cob. Well, that was no picnic. What's the next photo? Yeah, I'd sure be crushed if I couldn't get it. A fly swatter. But I haven't squished the life out of this case yet. Let's take a bite out of this next one. So, here's the close-up. It's a pineapple. How tropical. I mean, typical. Well, the solution practically speaks for itself. Okay. A corn farmer from Iowa got a hankering for something sweet to eat. He decided he had to have a pineapple. His craving was so strong he jumped on a plane and flew to Hawaii. While in Hawaii, he attended a luau party where he traded some of his ears of corn for the delicious pineapple. When they sliced open the pineapple, it attracted flies. The farmer tried to squash the flies with a fly swatter, and as he was waving the fly swatter around, the Hawaiian girls in the grass skirts thought it was a new dance. Everybody started doing the crazy new fly swatter dance, which scared the luau pig, who jumped out of his pen. Then the pig tackled the Hawaiian girl dancer and wearing a grass skirt ran away. And as everybody knows, you can't have a luau party without a luau pig. So that's why the party was a disaster. Come on, that wasn't hard, that was easy. Easy, that is, if you're the crime-fighting genius, Lens McCracken, photo snoop. Oh, it's you. Well, they said you'd be coming. How are you? My name's McCracken, Lens McCracken, ace photo snoop. I photograph crime scenes. It's my gift. Some say it's my curse. Some others curse my gift. You see, I take the pictures. Then, with deductive powers far beyond those of mortal man, I use those same pictures to solve the crime. Sounds easy? For me, maybe. If you think it's so easy, maybe you can help me figure out the caper I'm working on right now. The mayor's wife had disappeared. I call it the case of the mayor's missing wife case. Look at these 3 photos. They should bring the whole mystery into focus. Here's my first clue. It's twisted, but I'll use it in a crunch. Bad hair transplant? No, but a hairy clue nevertheless. This clue is much more palatable. Yep, now it's all clear. I have no idea what it is. Well, I guess now all you amateur sleuths have figured it out, right? Yeah, neither have I. But ignorance has never stopped Lens McCracken. Let's try my trusty darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So, here's the first close-up. Did you figure it out? It's a bowl of pretzels. Even more suspicious, they got salt on them. When have you ever seen pretzels with salt on them? Yeah, all the time. Now let's check out these stick things. It's pretty obvious that the culprit had a brush with the law, because the next clue is a a hairbrush. And now the coup de grace. These colored balloon things are jelly beans. Well, the solution to this crime is so transparent, we looked right through it. At the mayor's party, a bald guy who had no use for the hairbrush discarded it in such a way as to cause him to trip head first into the middle of the jelly beans, leaving a sticky candy-covered residue on his head. So that when he slid into the bowl of pretzels, which adhered to his head in such a manner as to give him the appearance of having a full head of hair, thereby making him irresistible, it caused the mayor's wife to run off with him. Viola, another crime solved. So, it's not as easy as you think, unless you're Lens McCracken, photo snoop. Hello, I'm Lens McCracken, ace photo sleuth. I photograph crime scenes. A message to the punks out there. My pictures will nail ya, then the coppers will jail ya. Have a seat, Muggsy. I need your help in figuring out my latest batch of photos. Then, after we have all the clues, sit back and wonder as I bewilder you with my powers of deductive crime-solving reasoning. It was a cold day. I was wearing a sweater. I guess that's why they call it sweater weather. The teapot was cracked and leaking, and that's why I call this case the case of the cracked teapot case. Check out these photo clues and see what you get. Whoops, sorry kid, but I guess I zoomed in way too close here. This clue sure gives me something to chew on. Can you help me figure out what it is? Rats, another close-up. I guess I'll just have to sit back and try to absorb it. How about you? Did you soak up all the information? I'm all out of ideas. Want to take a whack at it? Come on, baby. Serve me one of your ideas across the table. Now, let's look at them all carefully. Well, I don't know how you're doing, but this looks like a job for my dogmatic darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So here's the first tasty close-up. Did you figure it out? It's red licorice. Good work, sugar. What's the next photo? If we get this one, we're well on our way to mopping up the case. A sponge. Okay. This last picture isn't even giving me a sporting chance of getting it. It's a ping pong paddle. Now it's time to really score and wrap up the case. The famous circus tumbling act, the Great Spazoids, were working their day job as house cleaners. They were scrubbing the kitchen of Old Lady Hill's mansion when they spied some red licorice hidden on the top shelf of the pantry. They climbed up on top of each other's shoulders, but still couldn't reach it. Then one of the Spazoids grabbed a ping pong paddle to swat it down with. That's when it got ugly. The Spazoids took a fall and landed on the old lady's china cabinet, thus breaking the said teapot. What's that sound, baby? It's the sound of the fat lady singing 'cause the case is closed. Am I good or what? When it comes to solving crime, I don't have time for petty details and facts. That's why I'm Lens McCracken, photo snoop. So, there you are. Thought you'd never show. My name's McCracken, Lens McCracken, ace photo snoop. I photograph crime scenes. Some people say I'm good, real good. Then again, some others, a lot more others, say I'm bad, extremely bad. You see, I take pictures. Then I apply my considerable reasoning expertise using said pictures to solve the crime. You think you can help? Everything about that night was as normal as any other night, except nothing was normal at all. And all the fish in Lake Schmindel were dead. I call it the case of the dead fishes case. Here's the first photo, zoomed in way too close. Hey, wake up. I don't want none of you getting tired after only one clue. We got a long way to go. Hey, you guys gotta pay attention here. You're already on thin ice. Look at the photo. Got it yet? Well, you're lucky, because I don't get it either. Oh, man, this is the last straw. I feel like I'm sucking air here. If I gotta tell you to look at these clues one more time. Okay, sorry, I'm a little bent out of shape. Let's take a look at all of them together. Well, there you have it. At least I hope you do, because I certainly don't. Wait a minute. Don't leave. There is one more thing we could try. My faithful darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So, here's the first close-up. Did you figure it out? A bike tire. Yes. Why didn't I think of that in the first place? Now let's investigate this, thingy. You excited yet? My toes are curled. Holy cow, it's an ice skate. I'm thinking whatever this crime is, it's against the law. Okay, here's the last photo clue. A straw. Well, that breaks the camel's back. Which, by the way, is also against the law. And now we finally know what happened, don't we? Octavia Podiatrisk, the Slovian ice skating Olympic champion, was practicing figure eights down on Old Lake Schmendel when summer suddenly approached, causing the ice to melt and sending her into the warming water. Just then, a paperboy riding a bike on his delivery route saw the flailing Podiatrisk, and although unable to swim, he used the straw from the soda he was drinking to suck the lake dry enough for the skater to walk out, while unfortunately doing away with all the life-giving water the fishes needed to live. The paperboy, embarrassed by his inability to swim, ran away, never to admit his courageous act, and so we crack another case, wide open. Perhaps next time you'll pay closer attention so that one day you'll be as good as Lens McCracken, Photo Snoop. Like the sign says, I'm Snell McCracken. Lens McCracken, Photo Snoop. Okay, so maybe I don't see too good. That's why some people say my photographs stink. I prefer the term artsy. Either way, I need you to help me identify the pictures I've taken of a crime scene. After that, you can be sure I'll crack the case. Or my name isn't Snell McCracken. I like to call today's mystery the case of the missing chihuahua that, went missing. Let's take a look at each of these 3 photos. Our first clue, and already this case is going to the dogs. Too bad, too, because my mind's working like a house on fire. Maybe this next clue will get us rolling. Okay, maybe not. But the wheels in my head are beginning to turn. Or maybe that was just my stomach talking. All this work's making me hungry, and the last clue isn't helping matters. I've got it! If I look at all the pictures together, then I've still got absolutely no idea what's going on. That's the kind of deductive reasoning I'm famous for. Well, that and my reliable darkroom computer, the Solutionator. Eureka! Why, of course. It's a fire hydrant. It really whets my appetite for this case. What's next? I think I'm being taken for a ride. That's because it's a skateboard. Okay, lay the next one on me. The final clue might prove a little too seedy, but I'll bite. Just as I suspected, a sesame bun. Well, the solution practically speaks for itself. It was a summer day and things were hot. Africa hot. Somebody was using a fire hydrant as a sprinkler to keep cool. Like Africa, only cool. But the water made a lake at the bottom of 18th Street. This skateboarder comes along at top speed and hydroplanes across the water before colliding with Mrs. Schwarzkopf and the hamburger vendor on 12th. Buns went flying, drawing the attention of a passing flock of Canadian geese. The geese made off with the buns, accidentally swooping up Mrs. Schwarzkopf's prize-winning Chihuahua Ernie in the process, never to be seen again. Another mystery solved. That's because I'm Lens McCracken. Photo Coons. Snoop. So, we meet again. For the first time. My name's McCracken. Lens McCracken. Ace Photo Snoop. I photograph crime scenes. I'm good at what I do. Except for the many mistakes. Take a seat, sweetheart. I need your peepers to help me figure out these photos. Then relax as I use my old noggin to solve the crime. This case is deadly serious. That's why I call it the case of the dead houseplant case. Look at these 3 photos. All right, here's the first photo. Zoomed in way too close. Time to really turn on the juice. Come on, did you guys just fall out of a tree? You guys gotta know what this is. No? You ain't just stringing me along, are you? Shoot, this type of clue gets me all misty. Sorry, don't need my reputation getting all wet. Maybe we should take a look at all of these photos together. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't have the slightest idea what it all means. But that's why I count on my devoted darkroom computer, the Solutionator. Here's my first fresh squeezed clue. An orange. Yes, of course. The name gives it away. Next, the Solutionator sure is making some beautiful music. Did you figure it out? It's a... Oh, right. A guitar. I knew that. The next one is... a water pistol. Watch out, it could be loaded. You know you can never be too careful. Well, it all makes sense now. It seems that the garage band Lonesome Piddle was rehearsing a guitar solo when they noticed that an orange tree outside was bearing fruit. Oranges! They liked it so much they dug it up and tried to make it a houseplant. When they started rehearsing again, they forgot about the plant and it started to wilt. When they went to save it, they noticed it needed water. All they had was a water pistol. They squirted the tree, but tragically, it was too late. It died. Well, another mccracken mystery bites the dust. Rather simple if you think about it. So, once again, another case solved with a crafty eye and brilliant analysis of Lens mccracken photos. Hi, the name's mccracken, Lens mccracken, ace photo snoop. I photograph crime scenes and use my snapshots as clues. But here's the skinny. My zoom lens is broken, so all my pictures are close-ups. That's where you come in, baby. I need your help to figure out the shots. After you do, sit back and relax while you watch the master, Lens mccracken, solve the mystery. Today's crime puzzle? The case of the stray Alaskan husky. Now, let's take a look at each of these 3 photos. Our first clue. This one is real cool. I can't quite figure it out. Guess my mind must be frozen. Why don't you take a guess? Ooh, this snapshot is sure a sour piece of work. I got in way too close. Try to peel away the layers and see what you get. Okay, here's the last photo clue. Something in my gut tells me this one will unlock the mystery. Let's eyeball them all together. I got zilch. Time to try my reliable darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So, here's the first close-up. Aha, I knew it all the time. An ice tray. How chilling. What's next? Nope, this photo isn't sweet. A lemon. What a tart surprise. But wait, this case is still locked tight without the final clue. So, here's the close-up. A key. Well, that certainly opens the door to solving the mystery. Now I think I have all the elements to wrap up this case. An Eskimo lost his key and locked himself out of his igloo. He traveled in his dog sled to search for another home and found himself so far south there was no snow, so he had to make an igloo out of ice cubes from an ice tray. After all his hard work, he was so thirsty he used the leftover ice cubes and a lemon to make a frosty glass of lemonade. It was so delicious he opened up a lemonade stand and it became so successful he forgot all about his dog sled, and one of the Alaskan Huskies wandered off. Case solved. Am I good or what? That, by the way, was a rhetorical question, 'cause I'm Lens mccracken, photo snoop. How are you? The name's McCracken. Lens McCracken. Ace Photo Snoop. I photograph crime scenes, and you'll never find anyone better. Unless you look in the yellow pages. When there's a crime, they call Lens, and they always keep me on the job, because no one else is able to figure out what the pictures are. You're here to help me figure out these close-ups and the story. And within these photos, we will untangle the tangled parts of our case. The case where billions of dollars of stolen diamonds were stolen. I call this one the case of the hijacked diamonds case. Look at these 3 photos. Here's an appetizing close-up. You can sort of tell our perp is a real crummy guy. Need another clue? Take a look at this photo. This one's kind of catchy, but a handful. Check the whole picture, because you gotta make sure you cover all your bases. Anything? Maybe this last one will do it. You know, this one's driving me crazy. I got a feeling this photo's just a front so the bad guy can put a fast one by us. Maybe if we see all 3 photos together, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I figured it out. I figured I got no idea what we're looking at. That's because I'm Lens McCracken. Wait just a picture-taking, photo-generating minute. I can use my loyal darkroom computer, the Solutionator, to unmystify our mystery. The Solutionator is the greatest invention ever created. Except maybe for the Chia Pet. Cookies! And don't just go eating the insides. Next is... Did you figure it out? A baseball glove. And if I'm not mistaken, that would mean that our perp had fingers. And now the coup de grace. Well, then again, it could be the final photo. The grill of a car, which is exactly what I figured it was. And now we finally know what happened, don't we? Major League outfielder Slackjaw Bitterman, a known cookie-holic, while chewing an entire box of cookies, drives up to the targeted armored truck, where, smiling broadly at the unsuspecting driver with his cookie-covered teeth, he shocks the driver into stopping short, causing the entire load of diamonds to fall out of the back of the truck, where Bitterman, using his glove to catch 20 bags of the precious gems, then hauls off the stolen goods in his brand-new Jaguar. The shame of it is, Bitterman could have been a Hall of Famer, but not now, because his cookie-cramped mouth made the mistake of facing off with me, Lens McCracken, Ace Photo Snoop. Evening. I'm Lens McCracken, Ace Photo Snoop. I cover the crime beat. Sure, some people say I'm the worst photographer ever and that I couldn't take a picture if it was handed to me. This is where you come in, kid. See if you can figure out what I've been snapping. Then, it's just a matter of using my sharp deductive reasoning and keen logic to solve the crime. It was a beautiful spring day when, bang, something went wrong. The farmer's cow had been stolen, and that's why, after much thought, I call this case the case of the stolen cow. Look at these 3 photos. They should bring the whole mystery into focus. Here's my first photo clue. Oh, I guess I zoomed in way too close. Something about this clue is real juicy, though. What do you think, Shortcake? Zowie, this picture puzzles me to the bottom of my soul. I can't help looking at it like I'm getting the old runaround. Any ideas? Ouch, sorry, baby, but this clue is so hurtin' it needs first aid. Take a long, hard look at all of them. Well, I don't know how you're doing, but I got nothing. Let's try my trusty darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So, here's the close-up. Did you figure it out? It's a strawberry. Pretty ripe. Now, let's see the next photo. Jeez, I'd feel like a heel if I didn't get this one. It's a sneaker, of course. But I haven't cracked this case yet. This one's a little sticky. That's a Band-Aid. I think that clenches it. So, I get it. A marathon runner saw the strawberry in a strawberry patch, see? And he couldn't resist it, so he ran off the track to pick it. Following me so far? So anyways, he trips and loses his sneaker. When he gets up, he sees he's injured and in need of a Band-Aid. After administering some first aid, he's still so injured he can't walk, follow me? So he does the obvious. He cowjacks the farmer's prize heifer for a ride. Bingo, and case closed. Hey, it's a real no-brainer. Especially when you're Lens McCracken, photo snoop. I was afraid you'd show up. Well, not really afraid, and cautious. You see, I'm never scared, 'cause I'm Lens McCracken, ace photo snoop. I photograph crime scenes, and I'm the best you'll ever meet. Unless you count the ones that are better than me. See, when there's a crime, they call Lens to take the pictures of the malfeasance and figure out what happened. Then, you and me stare down these close-ups and figure out the story. Just like the one I'm working on right now. It's a doozy. The client's dentures were heisted. I call this one the case of the missing dentures case. I know these photographs hold the answer, and we better come up with it. Here's a real close-up. Come on, look closer, will you? Well, it's not gonna poison you. How's about this one? Now see, this photo was throwing me off. I figured without it, we'd fall right into the answer. I'm sure. I'm sure. What do you think? I got one more. Okay, if we're gonna clean this one up, we better brush up on our detective prowess. Or maybe if we see all three photos together, we'll figure it out. And voila! There they are. And here we are. And you know what? We ain't nowhere. Holy Ace Ventura, I just thought of something. I can use my loyal darkroom computer, the Solutionator, to evolve our conclusion. Yep, the old Solutionator is the best friend a crime photographer can have. That is, unless he knows any people. A mushroom. The leprechaun's umbrella. Next is... Can you feel the excitement? Neither can I. A manhole cover. So if I'm not mistaken, that would mean that under that manhole cover is... a manhole. Aha, which leads me right to the last clue, which should be an ice pick. Or a toothbrush. Yeah, it's always the toothbrush. I should have known it from the start. It seems that our client got caught in the classic mushroom manhole cover toothbrush scam. Let me explain. It's the oldest one in the book. The scam artist sets up outside a dentist's office where the unsuspecting victim exits fresh from his tortuous teeth cleaning and is handed a free sample mushroom, which the perp guarantees will bring him great fortune. After he eats it, the bad guy pulls the old switcheroo and tells him he gave him the one filled with tooth decay. With the poor fool in a panic, the bad guy points out a toothbrush that's laying next to the manhole cover. As the frenzied victim bends over to pick up the brush, the bad guy removes the manhole cover, pushing him into the open sewer, where other bad guys rob him of his new dentures. You see, dentures today are worth more on the open market than the Hope Diamond. So you see, you stick around with me, you'll learn how to watch out for these creeps. You know why? 'Cause I am Lens McCracken, ace photo snoop. Hey there, I'm Lens McCracken, ace photo sleuth. I cover the crime beat, even though the local cops asked me to stop. Have a seat, sweetheart. You're just in time to help me figure out the latest batch of photos. Then, when we know what all the snapshots are, I'll solve the crime using my unique talent for deductive reasoning. It was a cold and snowy day. I guess that's why they call it winter. The pond was missing, and that's why I call this case the case of the missing pond. Check out these photo clues and see what you get. I've zoomed in way too close here, kid. I really feel like I hit a wall with this photo clue. Can you help me figure out what it is? Yikes, this close-up is downright chilling. In fact, it leaves me in a deep freeze. Got any ideas? This clue has me bristling with bewilderment. Let's figure it out so I can make a clean sweep of this case. Study them all carefully. Well, I give up. This looks like a job for my dependable darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So, here's the first close-up. Did you figure it out? It's a brick wall. Okay, play the next one on me. But we're still at just the tip of the iceberg. Cool, baby, it's ice cubes. Can you feel the excitement? Neither can I. Let's solve the final photo clues and make a clean sweep of it. It's a broom. I should have known it from the start. Now that we have all the clues, it's time I whisked off my final deduction. The Zamboni driver, you know, that guy that cleans the ice on that tractor thingy at the hockey games? Well, anyway, his Zamboni machine broke down and he had to clean the ice by hand with a broom. Well, it took the poor guy so long the ice started to melt. He went to the store and bought ice cubes, but it still wasn't enough. The ice was melting too fast and his Zamboni machine was starting to sink into the pond. That's when the Zamboni driver had the brilliant idea to save his Zamboni machine by bricking over the pond. So where is the missing pond? Under the brick floor, of course. Another open and shut case. It's pretty simple, especially when you're a simpleton like me. Lens McCracken, Photo Snoop. Hello, I'm Lens McCracken, ace photo sleuth. Word to the punks out there, don't do the crime, because McCracken will make you do the time. Have a seat, baby. I need your help in figuring out my latest batch of photos. Then, after we have all the clues, sit back in wonder as I use my razor-sharp deductive reasoning to solve the crime. It was a day like any other day, except for one thing. It was different. The pizza tasted bad, real bad. And that's why I call this case the case of the terrible tasting pizza. Check out these photo clues and see what you get. Whoa, I zoomed in way too close here. Can you help me figure out what it is? Why don't you try taking a swing at it? Holy cow, this close-up came out kind of cheesy. In fact, it's really grating on me. Got any clues? I'm all out of ideas. How about pitching me your ideas? Study them all carefully. Well, I don't know how you're doing, but this looks like a job for my dependable darkroom computer, the Solutionator. So, here's the first close-up. Did you figure it out? It's a tennis racket. Smashing, kid. What's the next photo? If I don't get this one, this case will be in shreds. A cheese grater. But I haven't sliced and diced this case yet. Let's step up to the plate and find out what's the final photo. So, here's the close-up. It's a baseball. Now it's time to solve the case and really hit it out of the park. The inept baseball manager brought the wrong equipment to the baseball game. He brought tennis rackets. So, when the slugger hit the baseball out of the park, the fielder tried to stop it with the racket and the string shredded the baseball, which flew up into the concession stand where they were making pizza. The shredded baseball landed on the pizza as the cook was grating the cheese, so he didn't notice what had happened. Thus, the terrible tasting pizza. Time to go home, 'cause the game's over and the case is closed. It's as plain as the nose on your face. That is, the nose on the face of Lens McCracken, Photo Snoop.